Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make sofrito. It's a famous Puerto Rican seasoning that we do. Because in my next video, I'm going to show you an easy, quick way to make arroz con gandules, which is another famous dish, Puerto Rican dish. But you need to have the sofrito to do that. So I'm going to show you how to do the sofrito. You need a blender, so I have my blender connected already. You're going to need one green bell pepper. You can also add a red bell pepper if you want. I like to just add the one green bell pepper. This is a really huge bell pepper. You're going to need cilantro. You're going to need one chopped onion. You're going to need a packet of this. It's the sazon goya. It's also another Puerto Rican seasoning. It's with culantro and achoite. I found it in Walmart. Usually Puerto Rican ingredients you can't find just anywhere. It's usually the Bay Area, the East Coast, stuff like that. Maybe Santa Rosa. But I found this in Walmart. So then you need 6 garlic cloves and some oil. So I think that's pretty much it. So I already chopped my onion. So I'm going to go ahead and add the bell pepper parts. What I do is I cut the bell pepper in half, clean out all the inside, and then I cut it like in 3 parts on each side. So I'm going to add that in here so it's less time in the blender. Some of the cilantro is getting in there. So I have my chopper here. I'm going to go ahead and chop it. Do like 30 spins. See? It's perfect because it's all going to be mixed together. So I chop my onions first, and then I put the bell pepper parts, and then I chop that. And then, I'm going to put a little bit of oil so that the blender doesn't have a hard time a lot of people will use oil from achoite. I don't have that for me here, so I just use regular oil, or you can use virgin olive oil, whatever you want to use. I just put it in there to kind of lubricate the blender and kind of let the different ingredients go in. So then I'm going to put everything that I chopped into the blender, which is the onions and bell peppers right now. So it's 1 whole green bell pepper and 1 whole onion. This usually for me will last me a week, and I can use it for different Puerto Rican dishes. So I think I got everything I could with. Then I'm going to add my 6 cloves of garlic. They don't have to be this big. Mine were this big. I'll also put them in there, kind of mix it around. Then I'll put my one packet of sazon goya. Is it to give it flavor and coloring? This is how I make my sofrito. A lot of people will vary by ingredients, but not by much. And then I'll just add a little bit more oil just to make sure it'll blend. I just kind of just pour it in there, no specific. So then I take it. I'll put it on nice touch, but what I should do is grind it. Let me put it on. So sometimes I'll take it when it's being a little bit difficult. I'll just kind of stir it around a little bit to get any chunky parts to make it easier to blend. See, it's already easy to blend. And I just let it blend pretty much so I see where it's a smooth consistency. Then I'll check it just to see if everything is blended. Okay, it is. And then I usually get, okay, my camera stopped. So we're going to continue on. So I think the last thing I was saying is I was checking it. It was already had a good consistency that was blended already. So I'm going to go ahead. I usually keep these old jars. This is from a Mexican cream. So I usually clean it out, make sure it's good and clean and disinfected. And then that's where I usually pour, because this is going to last me like a week or so. If you keep it in the freezer, it'll last longer. So it only fills that jar up. So this is, I'm going to use this for the Puerto Rican rice and a little bit more from the jar. But that's pretty much how you do Puerto Rican sofrito. So it's 1 green bell pepper. You're more than welcome to add 1 whole red bell pepper as well. Some people do it that way. I just tend to use the 1 green bell pepper. 1 whole onion, both of them chopped. And then you want your cilantro. I usually cut off, like this is a bundle of cilantro. I usually just cut the top part off and put that in. You want 1 packet of the sazon goya. It's with culantro achoite. Again, you can get this at Walmart. And then you put in 6 cloves of garlic cloves in there. And then that's pretty much it. And you chop it on down, blend it to a good consistency. Find yourself a jar, put it in. You can put it in the freezer. What a lot of people do, and I could do this as well, is they will get an ice tray. And you clean out one of your ice trays and you fill up each cube. And then once it becomes frozen, you empty the ice tray out and put it in a Ziploc bag. So then when you're doing a Puerto Rican dish, you could take a cube or 2 and throw it in your dish and cook. That's like the best way to do it. Or you could leave it in the jar and just take however many spoons you need per dish. And then you're good to go. But make sure freezer is best, but you can leave this in the refrigerator. It will probably last a week in the below part of the refrigerator, more than a week in the freezer. So that's pretty much it. That's how you do Puerto Rican sofrito. So my next video will be how to make the famous Puerto Rican arroz con gandules, which you'll need the sofrito. But if you don't have sofrito, you can actually just chop onions and bell pepper and saute it and then do the rest of the recipe. It's better if you have the sofrito because that's what makes the arroz con gandules, but it can be done without it if for some reason you don't have it. So fear not. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video of how to make Puerto Rican sofrito. So until my next video, take care.